consent of the official District 6 CIAA Baseball Championship.
20 seconds.
All sizes are still available, so celebrate your team's appearance here and be sure to pick up a t-shirt before they're all gone.
Live from People's Natural Gas Field in Altoona, Pennsylvania, we are proud to present to you the District 6 Class A Baseball Championship game featuring the Bishop McCourt Crushers and the Juniata Valley Green Hornets. I'm John DeFazio along with Don Stanton, and Don, sure looks like a pretty good matchup between these two teams.
It sure does, John, and first of all, great to be back with you.
It is.
The last time I was on the air doing a McCourt game was at PNC Park. We were with Al Steele, or I was with Al Steele. First time, believe it or not, as much as I love baseball, this is my first time at this ballpark.
Wow.
Most of you probably know it by the Blair County Ballpark, but it is officially known as People's Natural Gas Field. And it is a beautiful facility. And the thing I was impressed with, it's so easy to get in and out of.
Oh, absolutely.
In right field, you got Lakemont Amusement Park. It's just a great atmosphere to watch a game.
And the ballpark opened in 1999, and I'm always proud to tell anybody who's willing to listen that I was able to coach the Bishop McCourt team in the first high school game ever played here. And we actually won the District 6 championship that year in 1999. And right now, the Crushers are trying for 3 in a row. This is their 4th straight appearance in the District 6 championship game and 6th in the last 7 years.
Well, their opponent, the Juniata Valley Green Hornets, come in with a record of 14-6. They are the number 4 seed in District 6, Single A. They play in the Inter-County League, and oddly enough, just like Bishop McCourt, they were not champion of their league. Somerset was a champion of the Laurel Highlands Conference, which, by the way, congratulations to Somerset. Right before our game here this evening, Somerset beat Hollidaysburg in the bottom of the 7th to win the District 6 AAA crown. And in the Inter-County League, where Juniata Valley plays, Bellwood Antis won that championship. Conemaugh Valley was Juniata Valley's first opponent in the District 6 playoffs. Conemaugh Valley lost 3-0. They were no-hit by Connor Barton, and he is the starting pitcher for tonight's game. Juniata Valley then faced Williamsburg. They beat Williamsburg 9-0, and Caleb Taylor, the starting center fielder for Juniata Valley, was the pitcher in that game, and he 3-hit Williamsburg. And in talking with the manager, Bill Peters for Juniata Valley, I asked him, what he thought his strengths were. Now, of course, coaches love to do that coach speak and all that. After I just told you about those 2 pitching performances, you would think he would have said, our pitching's pretty strong. I went to, well, he said, we take pride in our speed and our hitting.
Well, I had a little conversation with Coach Chris Rowell and Bishop McCourt on the bus ride over, and that's the first thing he mentioned, especially the top 2 guys in the lineup, Cordell Collins and Bryce Henser. He said those guys will get on base and they'll run.
Well, he's excited. I talked to him. You were with me when we talked to the coach, Juniata Valley coach. Nice gentleman. And right now, down on the field, it looks like introductions of the teams going on. And they're going to be playing, I would imagine, the national anthem shortly here, John. But we can say, maybe, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but it is not over from McCourt, win or lose. The District 6 Single A takes, or the state playoff takes 2 teams.
That's correct, Don. The winner of tonight's game will play the champion of District 10, which is Eisenhower High School, and that game will be played somewhere in a District 6 location. The loser of tonight's game will play the champion of District 3. That game is scheduled to be played tomorrow night between Lancaster County Christian and York Catholic, and the loser of tonight's game would have to travel to a site in District 3. Ever since the city of Philadelphia joined PIAA, it created an imbalance in classes across the state. So in Class A baseball, there will be 9 schools from the West and only 7 from the East. So the District 6 runner-up will actually play in the Eastern bracket this year.
The umpires tonight, and we'll mention them again probably before, during the game, but behind home plate is Dave Urbanic. At first is Tom Berger. Second base umpire is Hank Wilson. And third base umpire is Jeff Coulter. All 4 men from the State College area.
Well, Don, you mentioned how the Green Hornets got to this game. Bishop McCourt was seeded number 2 in District 6, and there was actually an upset in the quarterfinal round. Williamsburg beat Portage by a score of 6-2, but the Crushers,
Portage being the number 1 seed.
Portage was number 1, so the Crushers knocked off Salzburg, number 7 seed, 13-1 in a 5-inning ball game, and then Bishop McCourt beat Homer Center last Thursday by a score of 7-2. So the number 2 seed Bishop McCourt Crushers will be the home team in tonight's game and bat last. There's something they did a little differently in the pregame that I'm very unhappy about. For the last several years, both teams would do their hitting in the Altoona Curves batting cages, which I think is great. And then they were allowed to take infield and outfield practice on the playing field without their spikes. We're going to continue the story in just a moment, but we're going to take a 2-minute break. You're listening to Bishop McCourt Baseball on 1490 WNTJ.
Thank you. Sound okay? Everything all right? Yeah, how's it sound?
Yes, we usually take a break.
Loud? Okay, good. All right, I'll see you later. All right, sound good, though, loud and clear. Loud and clear. No, we're good. I just called my brother who listens to us, and he said we're loud and clear. Keep doing whatever you're doing.
We'll just rush through the story and get you in the lineups. Yes. We might ask for a break during a pitching change, and we'll tell you how. We'll ask for a 60 probably. Jim Holland. Good. Welcome back, baseball fans, to People's Natural Gas Field in Altoona. And just to finish that one story I was talking about, they always let the teams take infield and outfield without their baseball cleats. This year, they weren't even allowed on the infield at all. They had to get a little bit of warm-up time, maybe some fly balls in the outfield. It's disappointing, but that when you play at a facility this nice, you have to follow their rules.
Yeah, you got to follow the rules. I mean, I do understand. I mean, the thing is so well manicured, it looks like a rug out there as far as the grass is concerned. But come on, 5 or 10 minutes of infield and outfield with spikes, I don't think you're going to destroy the field.
Don, why don't you give us the batting order for Juniata Valley?
I sure will. Leading off will be Cordell Collins, the second baseman. Hitting second is the shortstop, Bryce Henzer. Batting third is the pitcher, Connor Barton. Batting fourth is right fielder Jesse Clark. The center fielder, batting sixth, Caleb Taylor. Batting seventh, Sam Singer, the catcher. Third baseman is Zach Beam. He'll be batting seventh. Designated hitter Sam Gilday. He'll bat eighth. And the left fielder is Zach Faber. He is batting ninth.
Brad Coleman is the pitcher for Bishop McCourt. This is Bishop McCourt's third playoff game. Brad has started all three of them. Now, in the first game, he only needed to go 3 innings. He was pulled after 3 innings and 36 pitches because the Crushers had such a big lead. He pitched all 7 innings against Homer Center, but he is able to go on 5 days rest tonight, so he should be able to handle that. His numbers right now, an earned run average of 2.24 in 50 innings. At 49 strikeouts, just 8 walks. Cordell Collins will be the first batter for Juniata Valley. Third baseman Ethan Niederheiser is up close. We'll get to the defense after this pitch. Coleman, fastball, curveball, changeup. Shows bunt, takes the pitch, called strike.
Fastball at 75 miles an hour. They do have a speed gun, or a clock, speed clock, if you will, in right center field.
Nick George is in left, Nemo Trexler in center, Nathan Niederheiser in right. We'll get the rest. Curveball is high, ball 1. As mentioned, Ethan Niederheiser is the third base, Blake Wade at short, Jeremy Adams at second, Alex Sabecki is playing first base, Cameron Rock is the catcher. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Cordell Collins. Fastball missed down and in. And Coleman is not overpowering. Don mentioned the 75 fastball. This one was only 73. We'll give you those readings once in a while, not too often.
Yeah, that's...
2-1 pitch coming up. Called strike, another good-looking curveball.
Well, that's the key there. As you mentioned, he's not overpowering. The key to him is getting his curveball over, and that was a good pitch right there.
Coach Josh Day calls all the pitches. He gives a code of numbers and a color to the catcher Cameron Rock, who reads them off his wristband. Ground ball headed to the shortstop, Wade, over to first base. 1 away.
That was the leadoff hitter Collins with good speed there, and I think Blake Wade, who's playing short, knew that. He got it over in a hurry.
I'm quite certain Coach Fowl told him about the first 2 hitters. Bryce Henser is the hitter. Henser is a freshman, 5'9", 145, and wait till you hear this one. He's batting .522. .522, he's a 9th grader, second in the order. No score, just the second batter in the first inning. Ground ball is headed up the middle, and it's in there for a base hit.
Well, I think we're going to see right away if Coach Bill Peters, the manager and third base coach of Juniata Valley, is going to get his running game going right away here.
Pitcher Connor Barton will be the batter. He's hitting in the third spot. .381 is his average. 17 runs batted in. He scored 19 times. Top of the first inning in the District 6 Class A Baseball Championship game here in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Good lead at first base. Coleman steps off, so I'm sure he was well schooled by the coaching staff of the Crushers to make sure he keeps that running game in check. Taking several looks before he even goes to the set position. Fastball, strike 1, called. Jesse Clark, the right fielder, is on deck. Crushers are playing mostly straight away, swung a little bit around. Pickoff tried, not in time. They're swung a little bit in toward the right side in center fielder Trexler, right fielder Niederheiser. One strike on the batter. Fastball was low, and for some reason, the runner Henser took a jab step toward first, and usually you're not going to see something like that with a right-handed pitcher.
Henser, a gentleman at first base, I don't know if we mentioned, John, he is only a freshman.
It's been mentioned.
Okay.
20 out of 21 stolen bases this year. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Curveball. Missed. Somewhere. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Juniata Valley starts 4 seniors, 4 juniors, a sophomore, and a freshman. That's 10 guys. They have a DH thrown in there.
Coleman from the set position. Usually a good running count. A little soft toss over to first base, not in time.
This ballpark has a beautiful scoreboard in left center. Big screen with your name, the Juniata Valley logo. Pretty neat for high school kids.
Another throw to first. Those tosses are getting a little closer. Henser is the shortstop for Juniata Valley. He's the runner at first base. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out in the top of the first inning. Second baseman Adams traded toward the bag a little bit. Batter called time. It was granted timeout. There was a good-looking fastball that may have hit the outside corner, but the count remains 2 balls and 1 strike. We'd also like to welcome our listeners on RedZoneMedia.com and also our viewers on Ustream. Thank you for tuning in to Crusher Baseball. Another toss over to first base, not in time.
And you can get there also by going to the McCourt website.
You go to crusherathletics.org, you can find whatever links you need. So fans listening at 1490, if you have any friends out of town, give them a shout. Curveball missed away. It's 3-1. I'd like to give a shout out to Pat Holleran.
Yes.
Pat Holleran, former teacher and coach and athletic director at Bishop McCourt High School, now resides in Florida, and he should be viewing us on Ustream tonight. So Pat, hope we bring you a good one tonight. 3-1 pitch. Ground ball to short. Wade over to second for 1. No throw by Adams. Smart move.
Good lead runner. And a good hard slide by Henzer.
Batting fourth, the right fielder,
At second base to break up the double play, but it wasn't even going to be a throw.
No. Ball wasn't hit hard enough. I was surprised that Wade approached the ball with a backhand, even though he had plenty of time to get in front of it. We're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Trying to get the number 15.
Trent
Grisinger.
Number 15, Trent Grisinger.
And fans, we may explain that to you. The courtesy runner, I'm sure we explain it every year at this time, but anybody, you can send in a pinch runner, courtesy runner for the pitcher and the catcher all game long, and this gentleman is doing it, is still an eligible substitute. Curveball for a called strike to Jesse Clark, the right fielder. So they call it part of the speed-up rules, figuring if you let your pitcher and catcher run the bases, then the catcher has to take time to get his gear back on if you want to kill some time for the pitcher to get rested. So they get a faster runner out there sometimes. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Grisinger is the runner at first base. Fastball fouled back over the McCourt dugout up into the second level. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Clark is a .424 hitter. He has scored 13 times and driven in 16. Neither of these teams are known for the long ball. Juniata Valley has 3 home runs all year. The Crushers have just 1. Coleman steps off the rubber.
Looks like, John, the crowd for Juniata Valley a little bigger in size than what McCourt has here.
I think you're right. Breaking ball missed, blowing away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I have a little history myself with Juniata Valley.
Okay.
Back in 1991, I coached Ferndale basketball, and we beat Juniata Valley in a District 6 title game at St. Francis.
Coleman from the set. The curveball was a little high. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The last time these 2 teams met was in the District 6 playoffs on May 18, 2012. The Crushers won that game by a score of 6-0. This is the 4th meeting between the 2 teams. McCourt has won the previous 3. That pitch is down in the dirt. Good job by Rock to keep in front of him. The count is full, and with 2 outs, the runner at first will be moving. No score, top of the first inning. Even though the runner will be going, first baseman Alex Sabecki still holding him close. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Beautiful curveball by Coleman. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of a half an inning, the score is Juniata Valley 0, Bishop McCourt 0. You're listening to Bishop McCourt Baseball on 1490 WNTJ. Welcome back, baseball fans. Juniata Valley put a runner at first, but they were not able to move him. Don Stanton's going to give you the batting order for the Crushers.
Nemo Trexler, center fielder. He'll lead things off for the Crushers. John, I think he's headed to Garrett. Anything official there? Garrett Community College?
We're going to have a signing tomorrow at school, is that correct? There will be 9 Crusher athletes signing letters or announcing their intentions, and Nemo Trexler is scheduled to play basketball and baseball at Garrett County Community College.
Brad Coleman bats second. Ethan Niederheiser, the right fielder, bats third. Alex Sabecki's fourth. Ethan Niederheiser's fifth. Nick George sixth. Jeremy Adams seventh. Dan Formica, the DH, is eighth, and Cam Rock doing the catching ninth.
Defensively, Zach Faber in left, Caleb Taylor in center, Jesse Clark in right, Beam at third, Henser at short, Collins at second, Leidig at first. First pitch is a ball. Sam Singer is the catcher, and they're facing Connor Barton, who threw that outstanding game last week.
Against Conemaugh Valley. No hit Conemaugh Valley in the first round of the playoffs.
Got a quick motion with his body. That fastball missed. It was 78 miles per hour. 2 balls, no strikes. And Nemo Trexler runs very, very well. 20 for 23 in stolen bases. He is hitting .327 on the season. He missed some time earlier in the year. He's at 20 runs scored and 11 batted in from the leadoff spot. 2 balls, no strikes. Line drive, it's well out of play toward the Crushers bullpen into the play zone. It's not active tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike to Trexler.
John, I think we have to mention Justin Vardian out of the lineup for the Crushers. Last regular season game against Altoona hurt his arm.
Yeah, he had some elbow troubles. Line drive heading into right field. It's foul into the bullpen. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, it was the last regular season game against Altoona. And he just felt something in his elbow, and he had to leave the game, and he's not cleared to play. He would be a shortstop for the Crushers also.
And he would definitely be thrown in that starting rotation mix along with Brad Coleman.
2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter of the Crushers. Ball high and away. The count is full. Left fielder Faber is deep. Center fielder is rather shallow. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 78-mile-an-hour fastball. Brad Coleman is up next. 295, 13 batted in, scored 10. Usually announcers give you home runs and runs batted in. No need to talk about the home runs. We'll give the runs. And I've always said runs scored is one of my favorite stats. 0-0, bottom of the first inning. This is the District 6 Class A District 6 Class A championship game. First pitch missed, and it seems like Barton is consistently around 78 miles per hour. And I really haven't seen much of a breaking pitch yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
And you think if he's only 78, that breaking pitch might be his out pitch. Another fastball missed low and in, so he's behind 2 straight batters, 2 balls and no strikes.
You mentioned the runs scored being one of your favorite stats. Somebody has to knock them in, John.
Right again. That's right, and that's why I'll mention the 2 of them. 2 balls, no strikes. Called strike on the inside corner. And another fastball by Barton. Left-hander Nathan Niederheiser is on deck for the Crushers.
Crushers occupying the first base dugout.
Called strike out of half, 2-2. So both times Barton gets behind 2-0 and battles back to get to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. Somebody asked for time and it's granted. Sometimes the home plate umpire will point to the person who asks for it. Connor Barton, right-handed pitcher for the Green Hornets. They are wearing green tops and gray pants. Pop-up behind the plate. Singer didn't locate it right away, but it's in the seats anyway. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Once again, the umpires behind home plate, Dave Urbanek. Tom Bergers at first. Hank Wilson's at second. Jeff Holter is at third. And they are from State College.
The count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Coleman, the Crushers pitcher. Ground ball to the right side. Collins makes a nice job fielding it over to first base. 2 down.
Good job by Collins. They had to go to his left. He actually fielded it out
Batting
of
third,
the grass
the right
portion
fielder, number 17,
of the infield out
Nathan Niederhauser.
where the dirt and the infield meet.
Nathan Niederhauser, right fielder. He also missed some time for the Crushers. He was suffering from mono. Just got back into the lineup about 2 weeks ago. And he would have been one of the Crushers' better pitchers. But because of that and some early shoulder problems, he's only pitched 1 inning all season.
If you're watching on the, I don't know, what that get called?
Ustream. Pop Bob out of play.
I was going to say if you're on the internet.
Yeah, it's on the internet.
Just something funny just happened. Nathan Niederhauser got the foul ball and went back into the seats. He had it in his pocket to give it to the umpire. He got in his batter's box and started getting ready to hit.
Fly ball is going to go out of play, left side. No balls and 2 strikes.
He stepped out and reached back and got the ball out.
Don's not up on his technology like the rest of us are.
I just got rid of the rotary phone the other day, John.
Attaboy, Don. Now, Athletic Director Tim Schultz is in the box for us to help us with the Ustream, because that's beyond my knowledge also. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High ball. 79 he reached that time.
I mean, I think it's fantastic. You can go to your computer, punch something up, and get this ball game. You don't have to go to a TV, you know?
Exactly. Although there's a way that you can hook that up to your television screen.
Sure.
Ball low and in. And I'm just a little puzzled. I'm seeing nothing but fastballs from Connor Barton. You wonder, how do you no-hit somebody like Conemaugh Valley? But the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ball, strike 3. Outside corner. Pinpoint control. 3 up and 3 down for the Crushers. At the end of an inning, the score is Juniata Valley 0, Bishop McCourt 0. You're listening to Bishop McCourt Baseball on 1490 WNTJ. Juniata Valley will be sending up their 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the top of the second inning. This is the District 6 Class A Baseball Championship game. And once again, we'd like to congratulate the Laurel Highlands member Somerset for knocking off Hollidaysburg 3-2 in the AAA Championship game.
Pretty weird ending there at the end.
Oh, my.
It happened. Somerset was the home team. Bottom of the 7th, they scored that run.
They were trying a delayed steal. The ball went into center field. That runner headed toward third base, made a big turn. The throw was made to the plate, and it was high and wide, and the runner took a chance, and he scored. All on one little delayed steal with 2 outs.
I think that surprised Hollidaysburg that he tried to come home.
Caleb Taylor is the batter. He is a .255 hitter with 14 runs scored and 10 batted in. He is a lefty, and he plays center field. Brad Coleman on the hill for the Crushers. Ball outside, and I just noticed that Taylor's stride takes him what they used to call stepped in the bucket. His stride, instead of going back to the pitcher, stepping toward the second baseman, he would be susceptible to things on the outside part of the plate. And that's where they're trying to pitch him, but he missed again with a fastball. It's 2-0.
We are just to the right of home plate up here in the press box.
Curveball well inside. Taylor had to bail out to to avoid getting hit by the pitch. It's 3 balls and no strikes. And we mentioned Coleman had some outstanding control this season, just 8 walks in 50 innings. 3 balls, no strikes to Taylor, the center fielder. Strike 1 called. He showed bunt, but that was just a take.
As John mentioned, both feet start at the inside of the batter's box. Crowds home plate, but then steps out in the bucket with his right foot.
3-1 pitch coming up. Pop fly. Foul territory. Ethan Niederheiser is under it. 1 down.
Boy, that's the way to do it. Get into a 3-0 hole, and you come back and get a pop-up like that.
One thing, fans, when we're up high, not as high as Don was at PNC Park, but when you're up this high, it's hard to judge the distance. I thought that ball was and the direction. I thought that ball was going to be in fair territory at first.
Did you really?
I did.
No,
but then you have to glance down at the fielder.
Maybe.
Sam Singer, the catcher for the Green Hornets, is the hitter. 1 out, top of the 2nd inning. No score. Fastball is low by Coleman, 75 miles an hour. 1 ball, no strikes. Singer, 310 on the year. Ground ball, 1 hopper right to Coleman. He hustles over, flips it to Sebecki, 2 away.
Well, I will say when I was at PNC Park and doing the play-by-play, anything that was hit in the air, I literally had to wait for a fielder to move to see where the ball was, in what direction the ball was.
I was just surprised when they built that ballpark that they put the press box at the very top of the grandstand.
Now, I'm sure those guys are used to it by now, you know.
Sure.
But being my first game there, it was high.
Ground ball to short. That's Zach Beam, the hitter. Wade to Sebecki. Inning over. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of an inning and a half, the score is Juniata Valley 0, Bishop McCourt 0. You're listening to Bishop McCourt Baseball on 1490 WNTJ. We're back here at People's Natural Gas Field in Altoona, Pennsylvania. John DeFazio, Don Stanton bring you the action for the District 6 Class A championship game. This is the Crushers' 4th straight appearance in this game, and they have won the previous 2, so they're going for 3 in a row. And we also mentioned in the pregame that the winner and the loser of this game will continue in the PIAA State Tournament. That game will be played on Monday. The winner of this game will play District 10 champion Eisenhower at a District 6 location. The loser of this game will play the District 3 champion in a District 3 location. So somebody's going to have some travel, although it's Juniata Valley, not quite as much as the Crushers.
Correct.
Alex Sebecki, Ethan Niederheiser, Nick Jurich will be the first 3 batters for Bishop McCourt, and the left fielder is playing very, very deep.
Oh, that's Altoona curve deep.
It sure is. Fastball missed away.
Mentioned that Juniata Valley's overall record was 14-6. Bishop McCourt's 15-7. Juniata Valley and McCourt do not have a common opponent. They didn't play anybody the same.
Foul back to the screen. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sebecki, 397 batting average, and he's also 15 for 15 stolen bases. Was hit by pitches 7 times. And it's one thing the Crushers will do. If the pitch is coming at them, they'll just stay right in there. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Crushers' first baseman. Missed outside. It's 2-1. Sebecki has played a lot of outfield for the Crushers. But with Coleman pitching, he's needed at first base. Nathan Niederheiser could play first if necessary, but he's also a good fielding outfielder. 2-1 pitch, fouled out of play. It's 2-2.
Well, I may be completely off base here. We're only in the bottom of the second, but it just appears to me that home plate umpire Dave Urbanek doesn't give you anything borderline. It appears that he's not calling anything on the corners. You have to split the plate to get a strike.
Fouled back to the screen once again. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maybe one exception. I think maybe the one he called out Niederheiser last inning. But basically, you better put it in there. Ethan Niederheiser is on deck for the Crushers. Josh Day is the third base coach for Bishop McCourt. Colin Harrington at first. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Connor Barton. You may remember the name Colin Harrington. He was a 2009 graduate of the Bishop McCourt High School. He was on the 2009 district championship team, and he also played in the College World Series for the University of Virginia.
You might have seen him on TV.
Ethan Niederheiser, .333 average, and he leads the team with 22 batted in. First pitch is another fastball. That one was at 77, but it was well outside.
What impresses me about Colin Harrington is keeping a college baseball schedule, a top Division I schedule, and doing his major.
Pre-med. Fouled back to the screen, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And, graduating in his discipline, pre-med.
His degree is in chemistry. He got it done in 4 years, and now he's making his applications to medical school.
Wants to be a surgeon.
Swing and a miss. 77 was the speed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Orthopedic surgeon.
That's the word I was looking for. I said ophthalmic. Orthopedic surgeon.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ethan Niederheiser is the hitter. Fly ball, right field. It's going to slice foul, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Ethan was pretty sure it was going to slice foul because he didn't move, and that ball was not very far in foul territory.
Like you said, he was sure. 0-0 is the score. The Crushers are the home team. They are batting in the bottom half of the second inning. Only 1 hit in the entire contest. That was by the shortstop of Juniata Valley, Bryce Henser, a ground ball single up the middle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped up behind home plate over the net and up into the third level. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nick Jurich is the on-deck hitter. He's the only junior on the entire Bishop McCourt roster. Barton winds up. Ooh, that did not miss by much. It's 2-2.
Had to be high.
I'm with you on that one. You mentioned the different classes of the Juniata Valley players. The Crushers are starting 1 sophomore, 1 junior, and 8 seniors. Line drive. Past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. Ethan rounds first base. He'll stay there. First hit of the game for the Crushers.
Zach Beam, the third baseman, dove towards the line. I think the ball even tipped off his glove, but it was a line drive that went down the left field line. Base hit.
Nick Jurich, left-handed batter for the Crushers. He's hitting .357, and he's doing an outstanding job defensively also. Short lead at first base by Ethan. Not much chance to run for him. Fastball well outside. 1 ball.
Now, Nick George is opposite of one of the Juniata Valley hitters. He starts his stance open, left-handed batter, and then he takes his lead foot, his right foot, and steps towards the plate, or towards the pitcher.
And it's certainly better than what we described before. The soft toss at first base, Niederheiser the back in standing. I don't like open stances, but if he feels comfortable, then that's what he's supposed to use. And those of you watching on Ustream, you can see that open stance. 1 ball to the batter. That almost hit him in the head. It's 2-0.
Third baseman Zach Beam is way up on the grass, and even as the pitch is coming in, takes a step or 2 even closer.
Crushers are not likely to bunt in this situation, and Jurich hasn't shown it. Missed again. Fastball inside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Second baseman Jeremy Adams is on deck.
A little worried about getting this game in, John. The forecast this morning, some of the forecasters were predicting the end of the world. Nothing happened.
Called strike, 73-mile-an-hour fastball. He took a whole lot off that one. Well, the District 7 championship games for today are postponed till tomorrow. The District 5 AA game in baseball is postponed until tomorrow. 3 balls, 1 strike, swing and a miss. It's a full count. And with 1 out, I'm still not expecting Ethan to take off here. He just doesn't run that well, fans. He is 2 for 2 in stolen bases. So let's see. Rather short lead at first. It hits him. Would have been ball 4 anyway, and George just takes it on the back. And it's first and second with 1 out for Bishop McCourt. Jeremy Adams is a .302 hitter with 22 scored and 18 batted in. He played a whole lot of shortstop this year, especially when Bardian was pitching. But he was moved to second base recently after Bardian's injury. Wade goes to shortstop, and that combination has worked out quite nicely. So Adams in the batter's box, 2 runners on, 1 out.
Corners are way up.
That pitch misses low, ball 1, and I don't know why they'd be up. This is not really a bunt situation. Coach Day is going through the signs, and I do know the signs, fans. But I'm not going to say, well, maybe not too often. There's a strike on the inner half. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Corners are way up. The second baseman playing normal depth, and the shortstop is jockeying with the runner at second base. Not too much, but like John said, I don't know why the corners are up.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A long look at second base by Barton, and because of that, Adams asks for timeout. Danny Formica, the DH, is on deck.
When I say up, they're pretty much on the grass. You can play even with the bag. That's one thing.
Pick at second base. And I tell you what, if that throw was on the money, they may have had Niederheiser.
The problem is Connor Barton, in his move to second, he didn't spin and get the momentum. He tried to go the other way and throw across his body.
Pitchers used to do that a lot, but in recent years they do it your way, what you said, spin. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ball 2. Another fastball.
Now that pitch, it had to be low, but it was on the corner. So again, not getting anything on the corner, but again, maybe that was low.
Another way I can tell Niederheiser's not going to run, he's got a deep lead at second base, called strike on the fastball. He's got a deep lead at second base instead of straight line lead as if he were possibly going to steal the base.
He's angled towards the shortstop. You're right.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning.
I'm sorry, John. Then as the pitch comes in, he takes that straight line.
Fouled back to the screen. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, actually, he didn't that time, and you might want to mention something to him in school. Because if he's taking that deep lead and then he just takes off from that position, you've got a longer way to go.
Unfortunately, I won't see him tomorrow because the seniors are done. Their baccalaureate mass is Friday and graduation Saturday, so I won't see him. Called strike 3, and Adams knew it. He just stepped right out of the batter's box. 4 strikeouts for Barton. Danny Formica, designated hitter, also played a lot of outfield for the Crushers this year. 304 is his average, 13 driven in, 14 runs scored. 0-0, bottom of the second inning in the District 6 Class A championship game here at Peoples Natural Gas Field in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Danny is hitting for Blake Wade, the shortstop.
First pitch is a fastball inside corner, strike 1. Every single thing he's thrown has been between 75 and 77 miles per hour.
And there's been no breaking pitches.
And we might see those second time around the lineup. That pitch is well upstairs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Catcher Cameron Rock is on deck for McCourt.
I believe he has one of the better averages on the team, Cameron Rock, as a number 9 hitter.
He does. He has several key hits this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. The shortstop sneaks in behind Niederheiser. but no pickoff try. Nobody asked for time. Called strike.
Yeah, I'm surprised, number one, the batter, Dan Formica, didn't ask for time because the pitcher was standing there waiting for the shortstop to get back to his position, which I'll give the credit to the pitcher for allowing his shortstop to get back to position. You got to call for time, Dan.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Low, it's ball 2, 2-2, and I'm sure that the Juniata Valley coaching staff has checked out the McCourt stats on Max Preps. Juniata Valley has stolen 59 bases in 72 tries, but the Crushers have 90 stolen bases in 107 attempts. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners are at first and second. Swing and a miss, strike 3, the inning is over. He struck out all 3 outs. No runs for the Crushers on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. At the end of 2, the score is Bishop McCourt 0, Juniata Valley 0. You're listening to Bishop McCourt Baseball on 1490 WNTJ.
Breaking pitcher, change, right?
We're heading into the top half of the 3rd inning of the District 6 Class A Baseball Championship game, and to take you through the next 3 innings is my partner, Don Stanton.
Thanks, John. Each team with a hit. Neither team has a run or an error. Juniata Valley will send up their 8, 9, and 1 hitters as Brad Coleman finishes up his warm-up tosses. McCourt wearing their red tops with white paints, white lettering. John mentioned the Juniata Valley, green tops, gray pants, white lettering. Lights are on here at the People's Natural Gas Field.
How about it for the Hornets? The designated hitter.
Actually, John, not all of them, just the lights to the right and left of home plate. Big lights, if you will. There's a bunch of lights on each standard. Designated hitter Sam Gilday steps in, big right-handed batter. First pitch to him, down low, ball 1.
Gilday is batting .291 with 9 runs batted in and 11 scored. He has one of the 3 Juniata Valley home runs.
6-foot right-hander facing Coleman. The next pitch is a called strike, 1-1. George Trexler and Nathan Niederheiser, left to right. In the outfield, ball hit to the left side. Blake Wade upward across the diamond. 1 away quickly here in the top of the 3rd.
Wade's doing a fine job in the Crusher infield. He's just a 10th grader. And he's very smooth with his hands.
The left fielder.
Faber, the left fielder.
Zach Froberg.
Right-hander batter to face the right-hander Brad Coleman. The Crushers outfield playing at what you would say normal depth for a high school baseball game.
Exactly. They look shallow if you're watching the Altoona curve, but they're a normal depth, like Don said.
Swing and a miss on a fastball that was at 76 miles an hour. Ethan Niederheiser at 3rd, step or 2 behind the bag. Middle infielder's normal. First baseman Sebecki behind the bag. Ball hitting the air to the right side. Sebecki, Adams. It'll be Adams, the second baseman, taking charge. 2 away.
And he should take charge. A ball directly behind the first baseman is a tough read, and a second baseman coming straight across has a much better angle. So good job by Adams to take charge.
Cordell Collins led off the game by hitting to the shortstop. 2 outs here at the top of the 3rd. No score. District 6 Single A Championship. Coleman's first pitch to Cordell. Hit foul down the right field line, and it'll go into the seats. Second baseman Collins uses an open stance. 5'8". Right-handed batters. Ball hit in the air to right field. Niederkaiser comes in a few steps and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down inning for Coleman. At the end of 2.5, there's no score. You're listening to Crusher Baseball on 1490 WMTJ. Back at People's Natural Gas Field, I'm Don Stanton along with John DeFazio. District 6 Single A Championship game. Our buddy Mike Mastovich just walks into the press box. He's covering the game, of course, for the Tribune. Fishing Report will send up their 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Catcher Cam Rock. John, what do you have for an average for Cam?
Cam Rock, 388. He's only scored once because they always use the courtesy run. He has driven in 15 from the 9th spot. Don, I sent a text to Kevin Kine, the head coach of Mount Aloysius. His assistant Pat Smith is here, and I asked, Kevin, yeah, that's right. He said, has he thrown any? Did he throw anything off speed? He says not once. He seems to take a little off the fastball, and he switches from 2-seam to 4-seam. But Barton has not thrown anything but fastballs. And there's the first one.
The first breaking pitch.
Wow, 58-mile-an-hour curveball. Wow. I thought maybe wait till the top of the order.
That's a fastball that's away in the dirt, back of the backstop. 2-0.
Even though he struck out 5 batters, he's been getting behind a lot of people, and maybe the Crushers need to show even more patience.
Well, he knows how to pitch. He did something right. He no-hit Conemaugh Valley, 3-0. Fastball misses outside. Now from here, he might have got the corner. Again, I mentioned the home plate umpire does not have a wide strike zone.
Barton is 6-1 this year with an earned run average of 1.94. He has struck out 53 batters in 36 innings.
He just walked his first batter of the game. That comes here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're probably going to have a courtesy runner. It is.
We are.
Zeph Leach.
He has been the courtesy runner for Rock all season long. They've used a couple different ones for the pitchers, but Leach is the man that runs for the catcher. And let's see if this could be a fun situation at the top of the order.
Nemo Trexler, center fielder, struck out in the first. Bishop McCorvin, a runner at first, and nobody out. We are in the bottom of the 3rd, no score. Each team with a hit. Neither team with an error, but then again, the ball hasn't been put in play much. That's a called strike. Fastball.
Just a very moderate lead by Leach at first base. He's a 10th grader. Even though he's done a lot of running this year, playing on the big stage, could be a little nervous.
A little different. Well, they might be used to it just a tad because they played at PNC Park. I don't know. Swing and a miss, runner going. Here's the throw to second base. They got him.
He did not get a very good jump, John. I thought
shortstop Penzer, John, I think he even had a short hop that. I don't know if that was right in his glove or not. It looked like a short hop.
But I thought maybe the Crushers would go to bunt with nobody out rather than a steal. but I don't think he had a good jump.
Could have been a hit and run because he did swing at the pitch.
That's true, too.
Oh, hitting down the line. That's a base hit. Left fielder's going to have to get it in a hurry. He does.
And Nemo got all of that one on a line drive. If that's one he gets in the air, it could be in the seats in left field.
Batting second, the pitcher,
Of
Brad
course, Trexler is
Coleman.
always a threat to run. He's got some outstanding speed.
Of course, the fans are out there saying, "Why did he steal? Why did he steal?" Well, because it's nothing's happening here. There's nothing going on.
Exactly.
Ball's
Make something
not,
happen.
Make something happen, as you said. Brad Coleman, he grounded out to second. Trexler going on the first pitch. It's a strike. Throw to second. Not in time. That ball hit the grass. Second baseman was covering that time, and he fielded the ball, came up with the hop.
One thing about Trexler, he knows he's fast, and because of that, he will not take a larger lead. And sometimes I wish he would. We've talked about it, but he just uses his speed, and it worked again.
Runner at second, one out. One strike on the batter, Brad Coleman. Again, a throw to second base, and again, Barton with the move that turns him, I guess you would say, to the right as he's on the stretch position. And he doesn't get much...
I haven't seen that move in several years.
Doesn't get much velocity on the ball. Timeout is called.
See, now sometimes I wish the batter would not call timeout. We saw that last inning because I think it might make the pitcher edgy. And I do know that the reason some hitters do is because they get nervous.
They have a little timing mechanism
Sure.
with themselves, you know. 0-1 pitch. That pitch must have been high. 1-1.
Trexler could be a threat to steal third also.
Center fielder, right fielder, normal depth for a high school team, I guess you would say. But again, left fielder playing Altoona curve depth. Ball hit in the air to right field. Going back is Claire a few steps. He makes the catch. Gets it back in the infield.
Trexler did not know the number of outs. He should have tagged up and he would have advanced to third base.
And then you score on anything. A wild pitch, pass ball.
He had to have missed the number of outs.
The right fielder, Nathan Niederhausen.
It's too bad there's not a right-handed batter up. It would be even more likely to try a steal attempt with Trexler at second base. But Niederhausen was a very good hitter.
Struck out looking in the first. Left-handed batter. First pitch to him is a ball outside, 75 miles an hour.
So we've seen one curveball.
One breaking pitch
at 57.
Change of pace. Trexler with a traditional lead as far as straight between second and third. Big lead now, turns the throw to second. Doesn't get him. Got to go back sliding.
Most of the time, a two-out lead is the deep lead. But in Trexler's case, he's still a threat to steal third base. And that's why he's got that straight line lead that Don mentioned.
Home half of the third. No score. 1-0 pitch. Ball hit to the right side. Second baseman up with it. Throws the first. And he gets it. Good play by the second baseman, Odell Collins. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. At the end of 3, there's no score. You're listening to Crusher Baseball on 1490 WNTJ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, next time you get a chance, not today, think about it. played 3 innings here at People's Natural Gas Field. There's no score. Juniata Valley has 1 hit, Bishop McCourt 2.
Gone through 3 innings. Connor Barton has thrown 59 pitches, 34 for strikes. Brad Coleman just 31 pitches, 18 strikes. Very good pitch count for Coleman.
Bryce Henser.
Shortstop Bryce Henser will lead things off for Juniata Valley here in the top of the 4th. He has the lone Juniata Valley hit when he singled and was stranded in the 1st. Right-handed batter with an open stance. First pitch by Coleman. There's a ball down low. Pitch is outside. Breaking ball, 2-0. The lights are on here at People's Natural Gas Field, but just 2 light standards. 1 on either side of home plate. Pretty much all you need, really, at this time.
Sure.
2-0 pitch, squares the bunt, takes it for a strike, 2-1.
One of the other Juniata Valley players did that on 3-0. Showed bunt just as to take the pitch. McCourt outfield straight away.
2-1 pitch. Ball hit off the batter. That'll be a foul. Count will go to 2-2. Ethan Niederheiser will go back to his normal position at third because he was up on the grass. Thinking maybe the number 2 hitter in the Juniata Valley lineup might lay down a bunt.
And we were told how fast those first 2 guys are.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Coleman rocks and deals. Curveball hit in the air but foul over the screen right in front of us.
It's on the landing between the 2nd and 3rd decks here at People's Natural Gas Field.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pitch out of the zone, but we'll take it. 2nd strikeout for Coleman.
At 70 miles an hour, that might have been just a changeup, but it just seemed like it started away and kept on going, and I was surprised that Henser chased it.
Batting third, the pitcher, Connor Barton.
Pitcher Connor Barton up now. Hit into a fielder's choice. Back in the 1st. Ball hit in the air to right field. That's going to be trouble. Will it get in foul territory? It does. Jeremy Adams coming a long way to second baseman. Had the best play at it, but couldn't get to it.
And you described it well. He was just too far away. He had a long, long run at it.
Oh, 1 pitch. Curveball in for a strike. Coleman has what they call a 12-6 breaking pitch.
Yes, he always had been an over-the-top thrower. He's going to play at the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown next season. There are 7 Crushers, seniors, who are going to play on the college level next year. We mentioned Youngstown State. That's Nathan Niederheiser. Justin Vardy in Penn State. We'll get the others after this pitch.
The 0-2. Up high, 1-2.
We also mentioned Nemo Trexler to Garrett Community College for basketball and baseball. Cameron Rock and Jeremy Adams are going to Westmoreland County Community College. And the other is Alex Sabecki, who will be going to Allegheny College of Maryland in Cumberland.
1-2 pitch down low, 2-2.
Steve Bazarnik is the coach there. He's been there for more than 30 years because I met him a little more than 30 years ago. Does a wonderful job down there in Cumberland.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Curveball. Called strike 3.
Boy, the location is outstanding on 2 of the curveballs during that at bat. Started at the center of the plate, broke it a little bit toward the outside corner.
Batting fourth.
The side break isn't going to be much because of what Don mentioned of the 12-6 curveball, but it was enough.
Jesse Clark, the right fielder, he struck out in the first. Coleman getting a long look, gets his sign, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Fastball, 77 miles an hour. That might be his best one.
It is the best one for tonight. He has reached 80 on occasion during the season, not that often.
Pitch is down in the dirt. 1-1. Top of the fourth, no score. 2 outs. Coleman's next pitch. Up high, 2-1.
Tried the breaking ball again.
Three strikeouts for Coleman. 4 strikeouts for Barton, the Juniata Valley pitcher. 2-1 pitch. That pitch misses just inside. 3-1. I'm guessing just inside because it looked pretty good up here.
Sure did, and Cameron Rock held it there a little longer. That's what catchers do. If they feel the ball is in the strike zone, they'll hang on to it longer.
3-1 pitch. All 4.
I often wondered, do the umpires get really upset when catchers do that? 'Cause I never really asked anybody. Because it seems like the catcher is trying to sell the call, and the umpire already has his mind made up.
That's the first walk issued by Coleman. Brings up Caleb Taylor. 0 for 1, popped up to the third baseman in the second. 2 outs with a runner at first for Juniata Valley. No score, top of the fourth. Coleman from the stretch. Ball hit to the right side. Sabecki gets it, tramps on first. That'll do it for Juniata Valley here in the visiting half of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. The end of 3 1/2, there's no score. You're listening to Crusher Baseball on 1490 WNTJ. Thank you. Juniata Valley leaving 2 men. Yes. Bishop McCourt will send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters. No runs, a hit, no errors. For Juniata Valley, they have left 2. Crushers, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They have stranded 3. Not much activity in this ball game, but both pitchers keeping the bats quiet.
Several of the balls that were put in play, there have been some fine plays on both sides. Although some good news and a little bit from the Crushers that Trexler hit the ball really hard, and so did Nathan Niederheiser. If Nathan was able to pull that ball a little bit extra, he might have driven in a run. If the Crushers are starting to make some more solid contact, that might be a good sign. But it might also be a sign that Barton may switch to his off-speed stuff. He's only thrown 1 the entire game out of 59 pitches. 1 breaking ball.
Barton has walked 1, struck out 5. His mound opponent, Coleman, walked 1, struck out 3. Heading to the bottom of the fourth, Sabecki. He was one of Barton's strikeout victims, and that was in the second. Right-handed batter facing the right-hander, Barton. First pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Barton, 5'9", according to the roster. Well, that might be on a good day. 0-1 pitch. That's a breaking ball. It hits in front of the plate. Count evens at 1. Becky waiting for the next pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Right center field. Excuse me. That's a base hit.
Well, 3 of the last 4 batters for Bishop McCourt have hit the ball hard, and that's certainly a good sign in a scoreless ball game.
Batting fifth. The third
Third hit of the
baseman,
ball game
Ethan
for Bishop McCourt.
Niederhauser.
Ethan Niederhauser has one of those 3 hits. He singled in the second. He is taking a long look at Josh Day, the third base coach. I do expect the bunt here, John.
Well, I'm going to cheat and tell you that he did not throw the bunt sign.
Okay.
But I was expecting one also.
From the stretch position, here's the pitch. Down in the dirt. Good job by catcher Sam Singer.
They may be patient with Barton having some control issues.
Again, for Juniata Valley, the right fielder and center fielder in normal position. Left fielder pretty deep. Ball hit in the air, left field. That'll be foul. Count will go to 1-1.
Well, last inning, Zeph Leach was on at first base with nobody out. They sent him in a stolen base attempt, and he was thrown out. Alex Sabecki runs a lot better, and it could be an opportunity for him right now. Let's find those numbers again. Sabecki is 15 of 15 this year stolen bases.
Today, Bishop McCourt's 1 for 2 in stolen bases. Throw over, nothing going on at first base. Third baseman up in front of the bag. Next pitch, ball hit into left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Sabecki had to stop thinking the left fielder was going to get it, and then he heads to second base.
I can understand that he needed to stop, but he actually turned his back on the play and started
running
back toward
back.
first base.
Yes.
All he had to do was freeze. But it's a nice single once again for the Crushers. That was Ethan Niederhauser, and this certainly should be a bunt situation now.
Ethan Niederhauser on first. Sabecki's at second, brings up Nick George. He was hit by a pitch in the second. Left-handed batter. Squares the bunt, puts it down, he bunts it in the air behind home plate.
He gave a little push at it, and you just don't have to do that. This is one thing that hasn't changed about baseball. They tell the hitters, catch the ball with the bat.
When you're bunting.
And Coach Harrington reminded the players, set the bat angle first. If the ball is low, bend your knees. But he gave a poke at it and couldn't get it down.
And number 1, number 2, bunt strikes. I thought that was high and outside.
Sure.
0-1 pitch on its way. Squares the bunt again. That again, high and outside. 1-1 to count. There's no score. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Crushers have something threatening here with runners at first and second and nobody out.
First baseman Nate Leidig is charging. Third baseman Zach Beam is 2 steps in front of the bag, but he's staying there to get a possible force out. So the bunt should go in the direction of the third baseman.
Squaring the bunt, puts it down, right back to the pitcher. He'll go to third, and they get the out.
And that's what happens if a pitcher throws the bunt.
Yeah, anywhere but there, you get the force, or you get the sacrifice. Excuse me.
1-5 fielder's choice.
Oh well.
Becky's out.
Second baseman,
On the fielder's
Jeremy
choice,
Adams.
Niederhauser goes to second. George is at first.
And we also lose a faster runner.
Brings up Jeremy Adams, who struck out looking.
First baseman Leidig is still way up. He's in the grass.
First pitch, ball hit to the right side. Second baseman has it. His only play is at first. Excuse me, and he gets it.
Second baseman Collins is doing a really, really good job of going to his left to pick those balls. At first, it appears that there's a chance to get through, but he is showing a lot of range.
Second and third, 2 outs for Bishop McCourt, no score, and Formica, the designated hitter. He struck out in the second. Throw to third base. That might be the first time I've seen that all year.
This year, yes. And when I coached, our kids weren't allowed to do that. I think there's too much risk for the chance of getting an out. And Niederhauser has a short lead. and he doesn't run real well.
First pitch is called strike, 0-1. I want to go back to Ethan Niederheiser's hit to left center. We mentioned several times the left fielder is playing pretty deep. I think if he's playing with where the center fielder and right fielder are, he catches that baseball.
I think you're right, Don.
And he's back there again. And I'm talking about where an Altoona curve outfielder would play. Pitches outside, 1-1.
And let's go one more thing. There's a small batter at the plate. Danny Formica has a really good batting average. Many of his hits this year did not leave the infield.
This time, Connor Barton from the windup. Swing and a miss, up high.
Yeah, he did. He chased the bad one.
1-2 the count, 2 outs, second and third. Bottom of the fourth, no score here in the District 6 Single-A championship game. So Barton, first 2 pitches he threw from the from the stretch. Now he's throwing from the windup on the 1-2. Ball hit in the air, but that'll be foul along the third base side.
Formica actually did a nice job of turning on a pitch that was in. Because if he doesn't hit it that early, it's just a weak ground ball off the bat handle.
I'm wondering, John, and I don't want to keep harping on this, but it hurt him already. That left fielder, if he's being told to play there, at some point here in the fourth inning, the coaches would have had to notice how far he's playing.
I agree with you, Don.
1-2 pitch. Ooh, high and tight. I thought it might hit him. He backs off at the last minute. 2-2.
Well, hopefully the Crushers can take advantage of it again. As you said, if he's at a normal high school depth, he may have had that one batted ball.
Cam Rock is on deck. Dan Formica, right-handed batter. Ball hit in the air to right field. That could be trouble. In comes the right fielder. The second baseman cannot make the catch. 1 run scores. The second run scores because there's 2 outs, and he never stopped.
It was a tough play for Collins. He had to run a long way. The ball wasn't hit that hard in the air. He clearly got a glove on it, and I was expecting the ball to get settled inside the glove. They've not ruled on a hit or error yet. We're just waiting to see. It is a single. 2 runs batted in for Formica, but the big news is Crushers have a 2-0 lead.
The way Cordell Collins has been playing second base, he has made some nice plays because the ball's been hit pretty hard to him a couple times. He made a good job just to get to that ball. Ball hit foul, third base side by Cam Rock. And like you said, John, I thought it was in the glove.
Yeah.
I thought it was an over-the-shoulder type catch. I thought he was going to come up with it, but it bounced out of his glove.
Yeah, his approach was very good. Just a big break for the Crushers, even though it scored as a single. It was very catchable.
Ball hit in the air to center field. Going back is Caleb Taylor, and the left-hander makes the catch.
Another well-hit ball, this time by Cameron Rock.
Bishop McCourt gets 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. A man left. At the end of 4, Bishop McCourt 2, Juniata Valley 0. You're listening to Crusher Baseball on 1490 WNTJ. Thank you. There's 3 hits. I said 2.
3 hits in the inning, yes.
talked about a catcher holding that ball there an extra second. At the time Cam Rock did that again. The ball hit to right field, but it'll be foul. The count will go to 1 and 2. The ones that get me, though, John, the catchers who grab the ball either outside or inside and try to bring it in or bring it back. And I'm thinking, if the umpire sees that, he knows it's not a strike.
That's exactly right. And I'll tell you where I see that the most. Division I college baseball on television. There's a lot of it going on.
1-2 pitch. Fastball hit to the right side. Base hit. Second hit of the game.
It wasn't hit really hard, but out of the reach of the first baseman, Sebecki, on the line.
Third baseman, Zach Bean.
Juniata Valley. Zach Bean rounded out to the shortstop. We're having a courtesy runner. I believe that's number 11.
It is.
Courtesy runner first, number 11.
Zach
Rose.
There'll be a courtesy runner for the catcher. John mentioned that you can have a courtesy runner for the pitcher and the catcher during the game, and it doesn't affect the lineup or the runner as far as his eligibility to come in the game.
Coleman just tried that pick at first base, and it was a lot closer than expected. Grove actually went in standing up, and here's another one.
A lot of times, even at this level, when runners take their lead, they look down at the ground. Squaring to bunt, does get it down. Niederheiser, the third baseman, gets the out at first base. The runner, Grove, goes to second. So a sack bunt.
Now, on that play, it's the pitcher's responsibility to go cover third. Coleman forgot, but the shortstop, Wade, did remember, and he hustled over to cover third base.
Designated hitter, Sam Gilday. He also grounded the shortstop in the third. Runner at second, one out, top of the fifth. This game has really breezed along. First pitch. Look at Gilday, swung on and missed.
I didn't get a good look at his stride put, but the way he bent over to go after that curveball, he probably also stepped in the bucket. And when coaches see that, they'll call for pitches away in general.
2-0 McCourt, top of the fifth. 0-1 pitch. Grounder back to the pitcher. It's a high chop. He'll field it, throw to first. 2 away. Runner Grove goes to third.
A lot of people like to see when a pitcher fields his position properly. Just notice there was some activity in the Juniata Valley bullpen. They have just concluded their warm-up tosses. We weren't able to see the number of the warm-up pitcher.
The number 9 hitter in the Juniata Valley lineup, left fielder Zach Faber. He popped up to the second baseman in the third inning. Runner at third, 2 outs for Juniata Valley. Ball hit on the ground, left side, base hit. Juniata Valley gets their first run of the ball game.
It was hard hit by Faber, and for a moment I thought that Niederheiser was going to knock it down, but he came up just short.
Top of the order, Cordell Collins, 0 for 2.
Faber's average was .375 going into tonight's game. That's his 10th run batted in for the season. And here's where the bunt play hole comes in handy.
Coleman takes a look at first. He's from the stretch. Curveball misses outside.
I'm thinking with 2 outs, 9th batter on first base, I'm looking for him to run.
Why not? Lead off the next inning with the top of the order. Close pay at first base. Coleman with a good move over there. But going back to what Johnny said, why not? That would. He gets thrown out. You lead off the next inning with the top of your order. 1-0 pitch. Pitch misses down low and inside. 2-0. Cordell Collins, right-handed batter. He has an open stance and then strides towards the pitcher. And the pitch is on its way. 2-0 pitch. Ball hit to the left side. Blake Wade across the diamond. Gets him. A run. 2 hits, no errors, a man left at the end of 4.5. Christian McCourt 2, Juniata Valley 1. You're listening to Crusher Baseball on 1490 WNTJ. Brings up the left-handed batter, Nathan Niederheiser, to face the left-hander, Caleb Taylor. Niederheiser 0 for 2.
I was wondering what the coach was talking to the umpire about, but I think he just wanted to know if his pitcher can make a few tosses. But now the trainer, I'm going to he's with Juniata Valley or with the Altoona Curve, his talk was going out to see the pitcher.
You're right, because he has a green shirt on, so whether District 6 provides a trainer or that's a trainer for Juniata Valley, but he is out speaking with Caleb Taylor. And I would imagine his leg is a little sore, a little tender. It's
Yeah.
his left leg that he's shaking.
It appeared that he was just going to go right out and start pitching again, but it's pointing to his shin. Now, high school rules would permit Connor Barton to come back onto the mound if it was needed, but he seems to be in quite a bit of discomfort.
Just to clarify, Connor Barton can come back. It has nothing to do with the injury. He can just come back in and pitch. We're still looking at him out there, and you're wondering how serious it is because you would think that, they'd be saying, Coach, let me just have a few warm-up tosses.
It does seem like more serious than we first expected. Todd Frydoff is a local umpire and very much into the sports scene, does some scorekeeping for Westmont basketball. He just said he's enjoying the game on Ustream.
Good.
So glad you're with us, Todd.
He's throwing now, and he's throwing from in front of the mound on the grass portion.
This doesn't look good for that young man.
Now he's going back up to the dirt. Throwing a pitch from the dirt. Well, that was a little ginger.
Yeah, it was. It's his left leg that was struck. He's a left-handed pitcher, so that's his push-off leg.
That time he threw from the windup. He's going to throw another one from the windup. A little better, maybe.
He's going to stay. Well-hit batted ball by Coleman, struck him on his shin on one bounce. And he was able to recover, pick up the baseball, and throw it out at first base.
So there's nobody on. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Left-handed batter Nathan Niederheiser to face the lefty Caleb Taylor. Niederheiser struck out looking and grounding to second, but that was against Barton, the starter. Ball swung on and missed. 75 miles an hour.
Very healthy cut by Nathan that time.
Oh, 1 pitch. Curveball misses outside. That was your typical lefty to lefty breaking pitch. Starts at first base. 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. That was at 77.
Nathan is a bit early on both of his swings. And at 77, I thought his timing would be a little bit better, but he was he got his swing started too early.
Next pitch, curveball misses outside. 2-2.
Crusher hitters next inning are probably just going to sit fastball because Taylor is not able to locate the curveball in the strike zone yet.
2-2 pitch. Hits him in the head, I believe. Or was it the shoulder?
Might have been the shoulder.
I said head initially, but I didn't hear the helmet.
No, same here.
Second batter hit by pitch. First by Taylor.
Batting fourth, first baseman.
Niederheiser was only 2 for 3 in stolen bases, but that's largely because of his limited amount of play. He has only appeared in 12 games out of the Crushers' 24 coming into tonight's action.
He started the season with an injury, and then in the middle of the season had an illness.
Yes.
Alex Sabecki, 1 for 2. Strikeout and a single. First pitch to him is a ball up high, 1-0.
Taylor did a slide step, meaning he didn't lift his leg to pitch, knowing of the reputation of the Crushers' run game.
One-0 pitch, ball hit in the air to left field. Going back is Faber. Towards the line, makes the catch. He started back and then realized I have to go towards the line. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left at the end of 5. Fish in the court 2. Juniata Valley 1. My partner will bring you the last 2 innings. You're listening to Crusher Baseball on 1490 WMTJ.
And if we do win, Dawn, we're going to just have a short wrap up or a longer championship. Whatever it is, I'm leaving early so I can out.
Well, I think why don't we just make it short?
Yeah.
Thank you. Because it wasn't on. I'm going to call my brother again.
Any pictures out there? Nathan's back in the bullpen.
Sound good? Everything sound good? All right. Alicia home yet? Go to the web. Bishop McCord Athletics. Crusher Athletics.
What a big strikeout by Brad Coleman. With a runner at third and 2 outs, he got Caleb Taylor to swing and miss.
All right, I got to
And
go.
we also have
We sound good?
Nathan Niederheiser has gone back to the Bishop McCord bullpen just in case. Even though Coleman is doing such a wonderful job, it's good to have that other guy ready. The Crushers will have Ethan Niederheiser, Nick Jurich, and Jeremy Adams as the first 3 batters in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's the District 6 Class A Baseball Championship game here at People's Natural Gas Field in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Crushers hold a 2-1 lead.
Boy, what an exciting ball game. I mean, nothing much as far as hitting, but I'm a pitcher, so I enjoy good pitching. And Brad Coleman had a good inning last time.
First pitch by Caleb Taylor is low to Ethan Niederheiser. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored. And yes, Caleb Taylor has remained on the hill for the Green Hornets. 1-0 pitch coming up. That pitch was a little bit high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And I'll tell you, we use this word a lot with umpires. He's very consistent.
He is consistent.
He appears to have a bit of a small strike zone, but he's got it for both teams. And most people have no problem with that. 2-0 pitch coming up. Fly ball back here toward us. It's 2-1.
The game is being played very well. There's no errors. Lights are on in the roller coaster at Lakewood Park there, John. That's pretty nice.
It's even better when the park is in session and the roller coaster is actually moving.
Going, yeah.
2 balls, 1 strike. Ball 3. And a few years ago, Rob Egan, who used to broadcast for the Johnstown Steel, he was one of my partners at one time. When he was still broadcasting for the Curve, he actually did a broadcast from the roller coaster.
Well, I was moving.
That I didn't ask him. Ball 4, leadoff walk for Ethan Niederheiser. And I'm looking to see if there is going to be a pinch runner. No surprise there. Logan Wade will be pinch running for Ethan Niederheiser.
Now, there's a difference, folks. Logan Wade is now out of the ball game as far as because Ethan Niederheiser can re-enter the game.
That's another different high school rule that Don just mentioned. Every person in the starting lineup can be taken out of the game and re-enter the game 1 time. So Ethan will go back into the game after this happening is over. So Logan Wade, who is the twin brother of the shortstop Blake Wade, is the runner at first. And I didn't look at the signals, but this is another bunt situation. Last time George bunted it back to the pitcher for a force out. 2-1 Crushers, bottom of the 6th inning. Pickoff try at first.
The only negative as far as the game is concerned, that is the 6th walk issued by a Juniata Valley pitcher. 5 by Barton, the starter, and the first one here by Taylor. Whereas on the other side, Coleman has only walked 1.
Taylor from the set. George squares the bunt, gets it down this time. This time it's going to be knocked down, and George is going to be safe. It was in the area between the pitcher and the third baseman.
They're giving it a base hit.
And I think that's a good call.
What happened to third baseman is, John, it was in between. The third baseman, communication there, John, is what that's all about. And the communication wasn't very good.
Time called by a member of the coaching staff of Juniata Valley. And the Here's something that's happened in about the last 2 years in baseball. Whenever a coach makes a mound visit,
Everybody has to get together.
but no, they call the base runners all together and talk their strategy. But yet, if this was an actual pitching change, all the outfielders would gather together and talk. For those of you on Ustream, you can see over by first base that Coach File and Colin Harrington are talking to George and to Wade. But this is something that's happening a lot. And something I noticed down at the University of Virginia when Harrington was playing. During a pitching change, all the runners came off the field and they discussed the scouting report on the new pitcher. We have no scouting report on Caleb Taylor. Jeremy Adams, 0 for 2, another bunt situation, and I'm sure that talk was to set up the bunt defense by the Juniata Valley Green Hornets. 2-1 Crushers, bottom of the 6th inning. The runners are at first and second with nobody out. Same defensive alignment, Beam in front of the bag but not charging. Adams shows early, takes the pitch, it's a ball. Nice secondary lead by Logan Wade. Shortstop Bryce Henser actually was heading over to cover third base, but the third baseman is not charging. Most high school teams do not use any type of wheel play for both corners to charge. 1 ball, no strikes. Adams, the Crushers' second baseman, shows bunt early, gets it down. It's fielded by the first baseman. Throw to the second baseman covering, and he is out. It's almost bobbled by the second baseman Collins, but the sacrifice is successful.
John, I got to correct myself because this is important.
Yes.
I looked at the wrong column.
Okay.
I said that the Juniata Valley walked 6 batters. That was the hit column I was looking at. They only walked 2 batters, one by Barton and one by Taylor. So, I mean, that is important. Both, it just goes to what I'm saying about how well the game's being played.
Danny Formica has the only 2 runs batted in for the Crushers. He got that little soft liner out of the reach of Cordell Collins. He's up now. The infield is not really as far in as you might expect. High, ball 1, fastball. Second baseman Collins is what you would call double play depth, even though the double play is not in order. Shortstop Henser is a little closer than he was, and Taylor is pitching from the set position. 1 ball, no strikes. That pitch caught the outside corner at 73 miles an hour. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Crushers still holding on to a 2-run lead with Logan Wade at third and Nick Jurich at second. Crusher bench trying to clap it up, make a little noise, get something going here. Line drive, right field, base hit. Formica knocks in another one. Jurich rounds third, he's headed for the plate. The ball is cut off and now thrown to the plate. It's 4-1 Crushers.
Dan Formica with all 4 RBIs.
He just took a nice, easy swing, drove the ball to the opposite field. That's where his last single was. This one was much harder hit than the one in the 4th inning. It's 4-1, Bishop McCourt. Formica is at first with 1 out. Cameron Rock is the batter.
I don't know what Jesse Clark, the right fielder, was thinking, or maybe somebody called something. I'll get back to that in a minute.
Fly to right. Clark going back a little. Now he's going back a little bit more, but he makes the one-handed catch for the second out of the inning.
But on that hit by Formica, fielded it cleanly, and he came up and threw it right to the first baseman, who was at around first base as a cutoff man.
Wrong position.
He should. Well, first of all, yeah, and number 2, I'm thinking you got to come home with that baseball.
Absolutely.
You got to come all the way.
Lori Regan, one of our English teachers at Bishop McCourt, and her husband Denny are listening on 1490. 2 outs, runner at first, Nemo Trexler. Down and in. Big secondary by Formica, but he gets back into first base on the catcher's throw down. Trexler is 1 for 3 with a single and a stolen base in the 3rd inning. Bishop McCourt 4, Juniata Valley 1. The Crushers are batting in the bottom of the 6th inning with a man at first base and 2 outs, throw to first. And you can tell when Taylor's going to throw to first. It's a totally different leg lift than when he pitches. 1 ball, no strikes to the Crusher center fielder. Way outside, it's 2-0. Pitcher Brad Coleman is on deck. Next pitch to Trexler. Outside corner, and it's a good pitch to take at 2-0.
Bishop McCourt looking for their third District 6 title in a row. They've been the four straight.
Vermeeka's going. Throw down to second base. Easy out at second base. But the Crushers come up with 2 more runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 6, the score is Bishop McCourt 4, Juniata Valley 1. You're listening to Bishop McCourt Baseball on Ustream, RedZoneMedia.com, and 1490 WNTJ.
No.
I do not.
Then top of the seventh, the game's over. We'll be very brief, and then we'll sign off.
Yeah, we will not have any more breaks at the end of the game. No.
This is their 4th in a row. Who did they lose to the first?
Bishop Carroll.
Bishop Carroll, and then they won 3 in a row.
Yes, it's 3 in a row.
The game's over. If McCourt gets Juniata Valley, no break. The game will be over. We'll continue to talk, and then we'll sign off.
Because I'm running down to the field and take pictures.
Dave Ramsey in progress. Okay. Broadcast. Join Dave Ramsey in progress.
One of the heroes so far for the Crimson Crushers is designated hitter Danny Vermeeka. He has 2 hits. Each hit has driven in 2 runs to give the Crushers a 4-1 lead going into the top half of the 7th inning. This is the District 6 Class A Baseball Championship. The winner will play Eisenhower High School on Monday in a District 6 location. The loser will play the champion of District 3 out in District 3, which is the Harrisburg, York, Reading area.
Dan Vermeeka, I might add, is doing all that out of the 8th spot. Number 8 hitter in the order. And the other star, you'd have to say right now, would be Brad Coleman.
Sam Singer, 6th batter. Curveball, strike 1, and I totally agree with Coleman. He's allowed just 4 hits.
Walked 1, struck out 5. I'm sorry,
It's
John.
okay. Singer scored the only run for Juniata Valley. He'll be followed by Zach Beam and Sam Gilday. Fastball just missed. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. And the scoreboard operator just caught up. Crushers 4, Hornets 1. Top of the 7th inning. Fly ball, right center field, shallow. Here comes Nathan Niederheiser, makes the running catch. 1 away. He had a long way to go. From our vantage point, it looked like it was going to be closer to Nemo Drexler.
Exactly. I thought Nemo was going to get to it.
But it was actually Niederheiser coming straight in. Zach Beam, 0 for 1. He grounded out and dropped down that sacrifice bunt that was very big at the time. 4-1 Crushers, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Called strike, outside corner. The Crusher coaching staff just moved Nemo Drexler in a lot more shallow than what he was. Third baseman, Zach Beam, right-handed batter. Here's Coleman's next delivery. Swing and a miss. Beautiful looking breaking ball. Strike 2. The Crushers have won the District 6 championship in 1999, 2009, 2012, and 2013. They're trying for the 5th ever. No balls. 2 strikes. Ground ball right side. Adams to first. 2 outs. Oh boy, Adams really hurried that one. I thought the throw was going to go wide.
Maybe a little jitters.
Yes,
maybe. Huh?
Maybe. 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Sam Gilday, 0 for 2. Grounded to short, grounded to the pitcher Coleman. Crushers, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Green Hornets, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. Coleman steps off the rubber. Gets the sign. First delivery. Low and in for a ball. It was a fastball.
10 till 9, John. This game's not even 2 hours.
Gilday is the designated hitter, and he bats in the 8th spot of the order. Zach Faber is on deck. Fly ball. It looks like it's heading into foul territory, and it's going to reach the seats. Good effort by Sebecki. About the third row in. 1-1 is the count. I'd like to give a mention to Brett Riemann, who's viewing tonight. He was actually our producer 3 years ago when we did the Ustream broadcast. So, Brett, nice to have you on board.
Absolutely.
1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, another curveball. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. The bases are empty with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. And if the Crushers win, Dawn, keep an eye on Coach File. Tell you about it in a moment. Swing and a miss, strike 3, the Crushers win. Coach File said he's going to jump right on top of the dog pile, and there he goes. Oh my goodness, he delivered. Whoa,
Boy,
what a game.
What a game is right. And I said it a few times. It was a well-played game. Both teams. There's nothing to be Juniata Valley doesn't have anything to be down about. They just faced a pretty good pitcher here in Brad Coleman. They couldn't get the bats going. Johnstown. ABA again. Bishop McCourt got 2 big hits when they needed them, and that's the difference in the ball game.
It certainly is.
Real quick here. Bishop McCourt had 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 5 men left. Juniata Valley, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, 4 men left. The starting pitcher for Juniata Valley is the loser, Connor Barton. The winning pitcher is Brad Coleman. He was the starter. He went the distance. 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, a walk, 6 strikeouts. For Bishop McCourt, we mentioned Dan Formica. He was 2 for 3, but his 2 hits, both singles, knocked in 2 runs. Each single knocked in 2 runs. Ethan Niederheiser had 2 hits and 2 runs, and Nick George with a hit and 2 runs. So key hitting, timely hitting for Bishop McCourt, and Brad Coleman shut down the hitting of Juniata Valley.
Well, Brad Coleman has pitched in all 3 playoff games. He might pitch Monday on 4 days rest. Might. I have a feeling that Nathan Niederheiser will be ready. I watched his bullpen last week, and he was spotting his off-speed pitches well. He doesn't have the velocity that he had.
It's from the injuries beginning of the year. And you have Niederheiser, who John was talking about. Hopefully he's 100%. You don't have Justin Guardian. So there's a little pitching deleted, if you will. That's it for us. People's Natural Gas Field.
And let me just mention, fans, we'll probably be on the air Monday. We don't know the time of the game, but keep an eye on, especially Bishop McCourt Media, crusherathletics.org for all your information.
Local media, local newspaper for the time and the broadcast. Like John said, we'll probably be on Monday, just we don't know from where or who we're playing. From People's Natural Gas Field, Bishop McCourt has won their 3rd and 6th single-A title in a row with a 4-1 win over Juniata Valley. For my partners, John DeFazio, thanks to Michael back in the studios. We're going to join Dave Ramsey in progress. Your final score again, Bishop McCourt 4, Juniata Valley 1. I'm Don Stanton. Good night, everybody.
Number 7, Cameron Ross.
Hey, thank you for everything.
Number 8, Zach.
See you later.
Number 9,
Bye.
Wade. Number 10, Billy Wilson. Number 11, Brad Coleman. Number 12, Andrew Mona. Number 13, Jeremy Adams. Number 14, Justin Barton. Number 17, Nathan Niederheiser. Number 19, Nick Butler. Number 20, Brendan Ladley. Number 23, Ethan Niederheiser. Number 27, Logan Wade. Number 28, Chris Miller. Number 31, Adam Carrasco. Number 33, Boston Bradley. Number 34, Josh Ray. Number 44, Nick Sinelli. Also, Bat Boys, Cole Bradley, Mason Fire, and Brady Fire. Assistant coaches, Colin Harrington, Josh Day, and John Bradley. And your head coach, Chris Fire. And now, the 2014 District 6 Class Single-A Baseball Championship Trophy will be awarded to representatives of Bishop and Ford High School. Congratulations, Crushers!
sending